All right, guys. So I just got done watching season 3, episode 7 of Euphoria, and in this episode, a lot of stuff happened. You know, yeah, I don't even know what to say. R.I.P. Nate. Now he died. As you know, the mob guys are after him. The mob guys, are beating him up and have him held captive, and they also kidnapped Cassie. And the mob guys, they came over to her, apartment. They fucked her up, and then they tied her up, and yeah, and basically they said, yeah, unless if you don't, if you want, it's basically they said, for us not to kill your husband, which is Nate, you have to give us, like $1 million, and so yeah, and so they buried Nate under the ground. They buried Nate alive, which was like, holy shit, you buried him alive. Like that was. It was pretty crazy how they did that. And so he was buried underground, and he said, you got 72 hours to give us our money. And she was like, why 72 hours? And he said, that's how long cause that's how long it takes to die of dehydration. And she was like, so you say you're not going to give me water? And and he was like, no, I mean Nate. He's like, no, I mean Nate. And then, yeah, he buried him under the ground, and then a snake came down there. A snake, it kind of finished him off. That's kind of what killed him. Snake came down there and like kind of like bit him, and yeah, he obviously died from poison because it looked like a very venomous a snake. And then Alamo and Maddie found out about it. They called her and told her, and then she went to Alamo and said, I need your help, Cassie's in trouble. And then they went there, and Alamo shot and killed the mob guy. They brought a briefcase, they put it down, but when you looked in the briefcase, there's not any money. There's like beer and shit, I think he put in there. But yeah, he shot him in the chest, and he bled out and died. And then they dug up Nate's body, but when they dug him up, he was dead. The snake was still on him, but he was fucking dead. It was a rotten dead corpse. And then Cassie breaks down crying. So that was, I mean, it was kind of sad, but at the same time, like, Nate was a bad guy. He was not a good guy. Like, fuck him. Like he wasn't a good guy. He was a horrible guy. He did horrible things. In Fez, other seasons, he's just horrible, horrible guy. So I know he definitely went to fucking hell. But yeah, I think the next episode is gonna be the last episode. But so yeah, R.I.P. Nate. We're not gonna see any more Nate. Jacob Lorre played him really well though. But so.